Surah Al-Qamar, the Moon. Hadith 385. Narrated Ibn Mas'ud, during the lifetime of Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, the moon was split into two parts, one part remained over the mountain, and the other part went beyond the mountain. On that, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Witness this miracle." Hadith 386. Narrated Abdullah, the moon was cleft asunder while we were in the company of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and it became two parts. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Witness, witness, this miracle." Hadith 387. Narrated Ibn Abbas, the moon was cleft asunder during the lifetime of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. Hadith 388. Narrated Anas, the people of Makkah asked the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, to show them a sign, miracle. So he showed them, the miracle, of the cleaving of the moon. Hadith 389. Narrated Anas, the moon was cleft asunder into two parts. Hadith 390. Narrated Abdullah bin Mas'ud, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, used to recite, "Fahal min mudakkir, then is there any that will receive admonition?" Hadith 391. Narrated Abdullah bin Mas'ud, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, used to recite, "Fahal min mudakkir, then is there any that will receive admonition?" Hadith 392. Narrated Abu Ishaq, a man asked al-Aswad, "Is it Fahal min mudakkir or mudakkir?" Al-Aswad replied, "I have heard Abdullah bin Mas'ud reciting it, Fahal min mudakkir." I too heard the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, reciting it, Fahal min mudakkir with da. Hadith 393. Narrated Abdullah bin Mas'ud, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, used to recite, "Fahal min mudakkir, then is there any that will receive admonition?" Hadith 394. Narrated Abdullah, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, recited, "Fahal min mudakkir. And verily, we have destroyed nations like unto you, then is there any that will receive admonition?" Surah 54, Ayah 51. Hadith 395. Narrated Abdullah, I recited before the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, Fahal min mudakkir. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "It is Fahal min mudakkir." Hadith 396. Narrated Ibn Abbas, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, while in a tent on the day of the Battle of Badr, said, "O Allah! I request you, to fulfill, your promise and contract. O Allah! If you wish that you will not be worshipped henceforth." On that, Abu Bakr held the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, by the hand and said, "That is enough, O Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. You have appealed to your Lord too pressingly," while the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, was putting on his armor. So Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, went out, reciting, "Their multitude will be put to flight, and they will show their backs." Surah 54, Ayah 45. Hadith 397. Narrated Yusuf bin Mahak, I was in the house of Aisha, the mother of the believers. She said, "This revelation, nay, but the hour is their appointed time, for their full recompense, and the hour will be more grievous and most bitter." Surah 54, Ayah 46, was revealed to Muḥammad at Makkah while I was a playful little girl. Hadith 398. Narrated Ibn Abbas, while in his tent on the day of the Battle of Badr, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "O Allah! I request you, to fulfill, your promise and contract. O Allah! If you wish that the believers be destroyed, you will never be worshipped henceforth." On that, Abu Bakr held the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, by the hand and said, "That is enough, O Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. You have appealed to your Lord too pressingly. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, was wearing his armor and then went out reciting, their multitude will be put to flight and they will show their backs. Nay, but the hour is their appointed time, for their full recompense, and the hour will be more grievous and most bitter. Surah 54, Ayat 45-46. Surah Ar-Rahman, the Most Compassionate. Hadith 399. Narrated Abdullah bin Qais, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, 2 gardens, the utensils and the contents of which are of silver, and 2 other gardens, the utensils and contents of which are of gold. And nothing will prevent the people who will be in the Garden of Eden from seeing their Lord except the curtain of majesty over his face. Hadith 400. Narrated Abdullah bin Qais, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, in paradise there is a pavilion made of a single hollow pearl 60 miles wide, in each corner of which there are wives who will not see those in the other corners, and the believers will visit and enjoy them. And there are 2 gardens, the utensils and contents of which are made of silver, and 2 other gardens, the utensils and contents of which are made of so and so, that is, gold, and nothing will prevent the people staying in the Garden of Eden from seeing their Lord, except the curtain of majesty over his face. Surah Al-Waqiyah, the Inevitable Event. Hadith 401. Narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, in paradise there is a tree which is so big that a rider can travel in its shade for 100 years without passing it, and if you wish, you can recite, in shade long extended. Surah 56, Ayah 30. Surah al-Hashr, the Banishment. Hadith 402. Narrated Sa'id bin Jubair, I asked Ibn Abbas about Surah at-Tawbah, and he said, Surah at-Tawbah? It is exposure, of all the evils of the infidels and the hypocrites. And it continued revealing, that the oft-repeated expression, and of them, till they started thinking that none would be left unmentioned therein. I said, what about Surah al-Anfal? He replied, Surah al-Anfal was revealed in connection with the Badr battle. I said, what about Surah al-Hashr? He replied, it was revealed in connection with Bani an-Nadir. Hadith 403. Narrated Sa'id, I asked Ibn Abbas about Surah al-Hashr. He replied, say Surah an-Nadir. Hadith 404. Narrated Ibn Umar, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, burnt and cut down the palm trees of Bani an-Nadir which were at Al-Buwayrah, a place near Medina. Thereupon Allah revealed, what you, O Muslims, cut down of the palm trees, of the enemy, or you left them standing on their stems, it was by the leave of Allah, so that he might cover with shame the rebellious. Surah 59, Ayah 5. Hadith 405. Narrated Umar, the properties of Bani an-Nadir were among the booty that Allah gave to his apostle. Such booty were not obtained by any expedition on the part of Muslims, neither with cavalry, nor with camelry. So those properties were for Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, only, and he used to provide thereof the yearly expenditure for his wives, and dedicate the rest of its revenues for purchasing arms and horses as war material to be used in Allah's cause. Hadith 406. Narrated Ulqamah, Abdullah bin Mas'ud, said, Allah curses those ladies who practice tattooing and those who get themselves tattooed, and those ladies who remove the hair from their faces and those who make artificial spaces between their teeth in order to look more beautiful, whereby they change Allah's creation. His saying reached a lady from Bani Asad called Yaqub who came to Abdullah, and said, I have come to know that you have cursed such and such, ladies. He replied, why should I not curse those whom Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, has cursed and who are cursed in Allah's book? Yaqub said, I have read the whole Qur'an, but I did not find in it what you say. He said, verily, if you had read it, that is, the Qur'an, you would have found it. Didn't you read, and whatsoever the apostle gives you, take it, and whatsoever he forbids you, you abstain from it? Surah 59, Ayah 7. She replied, yes, I did. He said, verily, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, forbade such things. She said, but I see your wife doing these things. He said, go and watch her. She went and watched her but could not see anything in support of her statement. On that, he said, if my wife was as you thought, I would not keep her in my company. Hadith 407. Narrated Abdullah bin Mas'ud, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, has cursed the lady who uses false hair. Hadith 408. Narrated Umar, I recommend that my successor should take care of and secure the rights of the early emigrants, and I also advise my successor to be kind to the Ansar who had homes in Medina, and had adopted the faith before the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, migrated to them, and to accept the good from their good ones and excuse their wrongdoers. Hadith 409. Narrated Abu Hurairah, a man came to Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, and said, O Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. I am suffering from fatigue and hunger. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, sent somebody to his wives to get something, but the messenger found nothing with them. Then Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said to his companions, isn't there anybody who can entertain this man tonight so that Allah may be merciful to him? An Ansari man got up and said, I will entertain him, O Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. So he went to his wife and said to her, this is the guest of Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, so do not keep anything away from him. She said, by Allah, I have nothing but the children's food. He said, when the children ask for their dinner, put them to bed and put out the light, we shall not take our meals tonight. She did so. In the morning, the Ansari man went to Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, who said, Allah was pleased with, or he bestowed his mercy, on so-and-so and his wife, because of their good deed. Then Allah revealed, but give them preference over themselves even though they were in need of that. Surah 59, Ayah 9.